where are you from?
I'm from Blount County and
Wallen.
Wallen.
Okay. Where did you go to school, Ray?
I went to school at Porter, property at Swastick, and I went 1 year at Porter.
Okay. And you just went to 1 year at Porter. So tell us what happened to make you join the military.
Well, my brother, he had a problem with cramps and he was sick very often, and they called him to the service, and they passed him. And my daddy sent a letter telling them all about his doctor's problem, and so they said, well, why didn't he call us? And he said, well, I didn't know who to give it to. So when he came to the last doctor, he told the doctor, he gave that doctor that letter, and when he gave the doctor the letter, the doctor said, well, why didn't you give it to us to tell us this when he first come in? They'd done passed him to go overseas, and he couldn't have made it. And anyhow, I told him I'd take his place, and they said, well, we'll let you know. And so I talked it over with my parents, and I said, I'll just join if you let me, and go get out of school and join. So they let me do it, and I was trained in Camp Blanding, Florida, and went overseas. And we couldn't land at anymore in Germany because the airports were all bombed out, and so we had to go down to Scotland and to get on land, and so then I went from there to up to somewhere in Germany there where we landed. I forget what the name of that place was. They called us all together and said, we're landing on this mountain, and it's a high mountain, about a mile long, and said we usually let you rest one time going up that mountain. We all started up that mountain, and we saw some boys coming down, and we asked them where they was going. They said, we don't know. We know, but you don't. And so it was a big old gas station up there, and so when we left up there, we went up into Germany and landed. I forget the landing place where we landed. It was in near Bastogne, and so when they began to send us out to different units, and the war didn't last long after that. After I got over there, but the reason I was over there for a year and a half, and but I didn't have enough points to come home. A lot of soldiers didn't know that they ever had a point system. Bastogne was where the boys were captured and run out of food and everything. They had no gas for their jeeps, had nothing. And I didn't even have a rifle. The reason the boys was free from Bastogne is the reason that they come in there with 101st Airborne came in there with a whole fleet of planes that was supplied, and they dropped jeeps, food, they dropped everything them boys needed, and those boys fought their way out of there, and they never stopped until we got 50 miles of Berlin, and but I was over there a short time before the war was over, and I was short. I mean, I was over there a short time. I was over there about maybe a month or two until the war was over, and so one of my buddies talked me into signing up for I was going to get to come home because I had enough points to come home, but he talked me into to join for more time. I believe 6 months. You got $500 for rejoining, and I knew my parents needed the money, so I joined up for I don't know, 6 months or a year. But then that's when I went to doing a little of everything. And the boys would all, they knew I was a mechanic, and they all came to me for everything they needed. They really didn't go to the supply store. I got working on Jeeps, cars and Jeeps and things. And I hauled most of the officers. I got into chauffeuring officers around. And one night, I was taking a boy from the camp down to Reims, France, because up in Germany, the airports were all bombed out, and the big planes that went overseas couldn't even land over there, and we had to take them down to the airport, which was the only closest one that came overseas was in Reims, France, and so it was at night, and I had my Jeep all fixed up, and had my wife's name on. She was my girlfriend then, but now she's been my wife for 65 years. And I came to this railroad. It was sometime early night time, and I came to this railroad, and the arm control arm was down, and a soldier was standing there with a machine gun. Well, I had to stop. When I did open the door, this officer with the gun was standing there, and there's 3 more came out of the bushes, and they kept me there. I don't know, I reckon trying to figure out what to do with me, but they kept me there a while, and then one of them took me and had a machine gun rifle, and he put that thing in my back and said, "Come with me." So he took me down this little black road, and it was dark as Hades, and
So you were a POW. You were captured.
right there, I was captured right there.
Okay.
He took me down this little black road, and blacktop road, and I knew what his scheme was, and they would take you and shoot you and strip you with everything you had, and of a night when they capture you, they capture near a river, but I didn't know all of this, and I walked along. Finally, I figured out I wasn't going to get to go back, and he kept punching me with that machine gun, and we came to this bridge, the reason I know it was a bridge, I could see them, a big overhead bridge, and I could see the rounds sticking up from the rail, and I jumped over that rail real fast, and he didn't fire his gun at me. I didn't see him no more. And
So you escaped. You escaped.
yeah, well, I went down first, and I figured I was going to fall in a river somewhere, you know. But anyhow, I fell on the ground, and soft rock, not big rocks, but just rocks they put under a bridge like that. And I crawled up under that. I fell near the river. I fell within 25 or 30 feet of the river, and I could hear the water running, so I crawled up and under that bridge and dug me a hole and stayed there the rest of most of the night. And I knew it was wasn't going to be long till daylight, so I creeped back up on the bank up on the high road and didn't see nobody, so I started walking down that road. It became just a little village type place. There wasn't very many houses in it. Anyhow, it was small. And I beat on the doors of this house, and of course they put wooden frames on the doors to take windows and everything. You couldn't get in. They wouldn't let nobody in overnight. And so I went down to the road and hid behind a tree and I waited, and didn't know what to do, but anyhow I waited there, and they turned the lights back on in the cars. You wasn't allowed to have lights. You used those blackout lights, and but I could tell it was American cars, so I saw one coming. I just went out in the middle of the street, and his lights, he whipped around me and just went on. Well, I could see it was a German car, and so he whipped around me, and I went back, got behind the tree again, and stayed there. It was, I don't remember if it was daylight or dark, and anyhow, it's close to the daylight. That tree again, when that guy whipped around me and went on and got behind that tree again, and it was some time before I heard a noise, and I knew it was an American Jeep, because they make a little whining noise that you can hear and tell what kind it is. But anyhow, I got out in the street again, and when he went by, he whipped around me, and I could see the reflection from his long hair, you know, to put a big old wire on the radio as the MP does, the American police. They put a big arrow on their car, and I could see the reflection, and saw that was a MP, American police, and I went out in the street and waved both hands. When he whipped around me, well, I thought, well, what in the world? What do I do now? And and it wasn't long till the lights come back this way. Came back toward me, and he pulled in there and was talking to me. I told him what happened, and no, this boy was with him, knew my Jeep. My Jeep was still out there, and he knew my Jeep because it had my wife's name on it, Ruth, which is been my wife for 65 years. She's in a nursing home now. But anyhow, they an officer took me back to camp, and that's when I went into mechanic work. I'd work on mechanics for a while, and then I'd do a little of everything. And the boys found out I knew a lot about automobiles and motors and things like that. So I got friends with a lot of soldiers there at that camp. And I fixed my Jeep up. I painted it a little bit different. And I put American made tires on it, took them old mud grip tires off and put regular tires on it and painted it a little different color, and they didn't say nothing. And so one day I started fixing that thing up, and I did, and I was taking some officers to and some whack to a meeting one night, and I had these German pictures on the side of inside my Jeep, on the back, over the back wheels, had these German naked women pictures, and I put something over because these officers was taking them women to a party somewhere in France there, and I put a coat over them naked pictures, and we went quite a ways, and it was 3 whack, I believe, in the Jeep, and they kept picking my jacket up and looking under there, and they said, "What do you got on here? Why don't you put this here jacket on?" I said, "Well, I don't need that jacket." And they got to teasing me about them naked women pictures on the doors inside. And I stayed a while at the party, waiting on, I couldn't go in the party just for officers. And I had to wait a while outside, and I heard something. I was sitting in the Jeep, and I heard something going clop, 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 clop. And when it went by me, I saw that it was a German woman. They wear wooden, a lot of the poor women, they wear wooden shoes. And them shoes was going clop, clop, clop. And when we got back to camp, I took him, he said, "Can I borrow this Jeep?" I said, "No, I'm not allowed to let nobody." Officers weren't allowed to drive anything over there. Anyhow, I told him I wasn't allowed to let nobody but officers and soldiers drive it. And so I had it all fixed up, and I done a lot of things to it, and it had my name, Ruth's name, in big letters on the front of the windshield. Had Ruth written on there, and the boys all thought that my Jeep was the prettiest one over there, you know, the way they thought. Finally, I took the American tires off and put, those mud grips tires off and put American tires on it, car tires that I got out of my motor pool. And was taking that other boy home, and that driver said, "Hey, that's Tipton's car, Tipton's Jeep there." It was still sitting out there at that railroad, and they were still there. And he said, "That's Tipton's Jeep. That's his wife's name, or his girlfriend's name." So I told the MP what happened. He said, "Let's go back out there." We went back out there, and them other 3 wasn't there, just that But that one soldier with that uh, guard, it was a real railroad crossing.
And then when you got home, did you get to see your family?
Well, yeah, they's all well, and my mother like had a heart attack because that wasn't long after the Battle of Bastogne, you know, and the war was really, we almost lost it right there. We just almost lost, and I got to thinking, how did them supplies get over there so fast? And I remembered when I left here, the women had put them hard hats on and went in these factories and was building that equipment. And I say to this day, the women, if it hadn't been for the women going in these factories and building that equipment, and I remember back home when they was putting them helmets on and going in and working. But I don't believe we've ever give our women the honor they deserve for what they did. They wanted as much as us boys did.
Yep. So how does it feel today to be a World War II veteran?
Well, I just feel good. An old flag just makes your heart speed up. I think we've done a good job.
Do you get thanked a lot? Do people thank you for your service?
Yeah, I've been treated awfully nice. I didn't expect anything any more than anybody else, and I didn't do anything that anybody else wouldn't do, but I think the Lord was, carried me through by His own strength.
Yep. Well, Ray, we are so proud of you, and great to hear your story, and thankful for you. And
Thank you for letting some of this stuff come out. It never had to come out, and makes us feel a little better when that happened.
yep. Well, we're proud of you, and
Thank
just
you.
want to thank you for doing this interview today.
Thank you.